Good morning, my beautiful soul followers. Hope everyone's day is starting out amazing. I know mine is getting ready for my men's O camp in a little while, and I am pumped and ready to share this information with a whole bunch of couples, men, women. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I'm excited to kind of show the energetic magic of tantric massage and just talk about the male orgasm. But that's not our topic for today. But I am excited. So I am definitely riding some good energy today, But yesterday was interesting. I had one of my, I don't have favorite clients. but this beautiful soul that I absolutely love, one of my clients in my office. And he started out by asking me, how are you doing, Addison? And because I had asked him, how he was doing and what's going on in his life. It had been a moment since I had seen him. And he started out by going like, what's good in your life? And I told him some things, and he's like, what have you eaten lately that was amazing? And for a second I was like, what have I eaten? And then I was like, and I started telling him, and he was telling me about some sushi he had had. And it really got me thinking about kind of my beginnings, because I did share in that moment with him about 2-3 weeks ago. I had this lamb, and for those of you who are vegan, sorry, but I do eat meat. I do eat meat occasionally. But I had this lamb that was like melting in my mouth, and the person with me, I took a bite, and he kept talking, and I was like, I'm having a moment. And I sat there and I really savored it, and it was orgasmic. It brought this desire and this arousal up in my taste buds and in my genitals. It was this whole body experience of me really savoring this piece of lamb. And it was truly some of the best lamb I had eaten in years. And it was so beautiful. And it was a moment of like, wow, this is truly orgasmic. And got me thinking again at the beginning of my tantric journey. I was first and foremost a eating disorder therapist before I got into sex and relationships, and then got into tantric work and started to really dive deep down into that. And the reason I originally started down this path was because I started to see my eating disorder clients, and you don't have to have an eating disorder for this to be applicable. I started to see how people who were restricting their food were also restricting their sex. People who were rushing through and binging and not taking the time in their sex were also doing that with their food. And how we had this mirror effect. And sometimes it's the exact opposite. So I knew a couple clients way back in the day that were very, very restrictive in the bedroom. And then they were very anal expulsive, as I would call it. Probably not the best phrasing for this, but anal expulsive in the bedroom with their food, where they were like eating everything, and they were massively binging and not treating their food well. And so I eventually started to see the correlation of those two things. And it is amazing, years later, years down the road in my tantric journey, the fact is, how we eat is how we sex. Actually, how we sex is how we do everything. But it is definitely, the food and the mouth is such a pleasurable portion of the body. We receive pleasure in the mouth, but also if we have constriction in our jaw, guess where else we have constriction? If we're not taking the time with our food to savor it, to slow down, to be present with it, then we're not really experiencing the pleasure it really can give us. Well, guess what? The same thing goes in our bedroom. We need to slow down. We need to savor our partner. We need to savor our own feelings and sensations. We have to go, is this feeding me? Is this sex feeding me? Or is this sex pulling my energy away? Is it depleting me? Because yes, sex can be depleting as well. It can be such a fulfilling peace, but can also be depleting. Just like if you were to go to McDonald's, I guess I'm going to hate on McDonald's here. If you're going to go eat at McDonald's, most likely it's going to make you sick. It's not going to really give you energy. You might have a quick, okay, now I feel full, but very shortly, your energy is going to deplete. You're going to feel like, oh, you're probably going to have a stomach ache. The same thing goes for our sex. If you're having continual crappy sex, the sex that is just fast food in a way, that is not fulfilling, eventually it's going to make you sick. It's going to constrict your body. It's going to constrict your energy points. And that's why a lot of women actually don't desire sex anymore, because the sex they've had has not been that fulfilling orgasmic sex where they're dropping into their body, where they're truly surrendering, where they're experiencing all the yummy, juicy pleasures, sometimes because they've chosen not to. They've got trauma and other things that have held them back from experiencing that. But the fact is, sex can actually be depleting if we're not doing it in a conscious, loving, connective manner. And the fact is, if you want to see how you're sexing, I challenge you, and that's really what the video today is. I want you to really spend some time looking at how you eat. Looking at how you eat. Are you filling yourself up? Are you truly filling yourself up? Are you overindulging and just like going, and not really being present with your body and going, no, I'm full now. I'm full. Or no, I'm still freaking hungry. I am hungry. I want more. And owning that. Sometimes they don't get more, but just owning that, being like, no, I'm still hungry. I still want more. I want to savor more. That's okay. It's okay to want more. It really is okay to want more. It's just touching base with your body and really being comfortable where you're at in the moment. Are you starving? Are you starving for true, deep, fulfilling sex or food? I can't tell you how many times I would look at a woman or a man, because I worked with some men, that didn't want their sexuality because they were so hungry for it. I can tell you years and years and years ago because I had a 10 to 15 year eating disorder. Eating disorders are hard to kind of pinpoint when they start, but years ago I had an eating disorder myself, and I can tell you I didn't want to tap into my sex because I was so ravenous. And it was a piece of my starving myself and doing all of these horrible things to my own body. It was a not wanting to own my desire, not wanting to taste anything because I was afraid that I was going to want more and more and more. And years later, I do want more. I am always hungry for more, but I am satiated too at times. I really want you to look at how you're treating your food. Are you being present with it? Are you rushing through it? Are you taking the time? How often do you really take a good hour and just really slowly move through your meal? Or are you running through your meals in 10, 15 minutes and expecting that to fulfill you and bring you pleasure? Are you doing that with your sex? Are you doing that with sex? Are you trying to rush through 10, 15 minutes? Guess what? That's crap sex. That is not going to bring any level of depth or pleasure in the bedroom. So I want you to really look at both. Journal it out, write it out, think about it, talk to your partner, and see where you can find more fulfillment, more pleasure. Have those orgasmic moments with your food, because if you can have those orgasmic moments with your food, I promise you can have them in the bedroom. Have a moment with your lamb. I sat in this like 5-star restaurant having a, when Harry met Sally moment, maybe not that much, but the person who was with me was like, do I need to give you a moment? I'm like, yeah, actually, I need a moment to like taste this lamb, to really savor it, to experience this orgasmic energy that I'm experiencing right now, and to not rush through it. So, look at your food, look at your sex, see where you can expand both. Because when we expand like that, then we really do find that orgasmic frequency of life. So, all right, guys, I am going to go get ready for my event in an hour or two, and I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. I would love to hear your comments. Tell me about the good food that you've been eating lately, the orgasmic food. Are you having fast food kind of food and sex and just is that really how you're living? Tell me about it. I would love to hear, love to help, love to guide. And if you want one-on-one coaching, if you want to live the orgasmic life, then head over to addisonbell.net and you can fill out an application to work with me one-on-one. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow. Love you. Bye.